Hello guys, this is Cooper here. Today I'm going to teach you how to import a custom mesh mod into your Xbox. You're going to need Blender version 4.5.1 with the Blender Source add-on. You're also going to need Soul Calibur 2 Plus or Soul Calibur 2 Vanilla files, along with your Soul Calibur 2 character model, Grid Explorer, Oak Viewer, MDL GUI, inject VXT, DDS to VDX, and then Photoshop or GIMP or Paint. On this video, I'm going to use Keylink. So we're going to go to my Discord server. We're going to scroll over to Keylink's channel. All character skins are in pinned messages. I'm going to click on the Keylink's Xbox texture.zip. And then you're going to extract that with WinRAR or 7-zip. And in that folder, you have his skin and default weapons. And now you're going to go on your computer. And then you're going to download Soul Calibur 2 Exporter / Release / 2. We're going to do this on Keylink's 2P costume. So we're going to grab Keylink's 2p.vmx, drag it all over here. Then you're going to open sc2_3ds.exe. And then you're going to click export to 3ds. Then you're going to click that Keylick 2p.vmx. And now it's going to extract your character model as a GLB or GLT. And now you're going to come to Blender. You're going to go to File, Import, GLTF 2.0. And then you're going to go find that file on your computer. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to import it. Okay. Then you're going to click on Viewport Shading. Give it some time. There's more texts are compiling. There we go. So now you have Keylick's S2 skin along with his bones. You can always hide them and turn them off. Okay, next thing we're going to do is going to join all his meshes together. Control J. And then we're going to go down to Objects, Viewpoint Display, Display as Texture, change it to Wire. And now we're going to go to his armature. We're going to hide it. We're going to go back to his mesh. We're going to click on, we're going to go to Viewport Overlays. We're going to click on Statistics. Okay, so now Soul Calibur 2 uses an old engine, meaning like those new models that we have today, they're not going to work unless you're going to use a Decimite modifier, but you might lose a lot of details. So Keylick's vertices are 5,278, and then his faces are 7,766. So now we're gonna go find a model that has the exact same numbers or lower. But another way you can look at this is you can go on my server, go to modding guides, and then go right here. I have an Excel document with all the characters, vertices, and faces for you. I already downloaded my model. I got Hayate from Dead or Alive Dimensions, but because this blender won't import XPS file, I have to open up my other blender. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna save this as to my desktop as Keyless. Okay. Now I'm gonna go import that XPS file. Okay. And I'm gonna save this again and go back to Blender version 4.5.1. Okay, well, once you got your model loaded up, you also gonna join is messages, and then we're gonna hide the keylink mesh, and then we're gonna compare the vertices and faces. So Hayate's vertices are 5,318, and then Keylix is 5,278. So I'm gonna have to turn his vertices down a little bit. And then his faces is 8211, and then Keyless is 7,766. So now I have to use the decimator meter. So go right here to modifiers, add modifier, search, decimate, and now you want to decimate a bit. Okay, that's pretty good. But when using the decimator, always look and see how much details you're losing because the model might not end up right. And now, once you finish that, you're going to click right here, click apply. And now turn the keylink mesh back on. Click on your model's armature. We're now going to scale it to the keylink mesh. Okay, that looks good. So now we're gonna rename our model bones to the Soul Calibur 2 bones. So you can turn on both armatures, and let's say I want to rename Hayate's left leg, and his left leg bone is called leg left thigh. See, rotate his leg left thigh. And then if you go into Soul Calibur 2 Achilles, his left leg is called mono underscore L. See? So now we're going to take mono underscore L, control C, go into Hayate's left leg thigh, and then rename it. You're going to do this for your other bones too. So watch what I do from here. Okay, so after you rename your mesh bones to the Soul Calibur 2 bones, your mesh might have some bones that the Soul Calibur 2 bones don't have. Meaning like since this Hayate has sores on his back, there's some bones for that, but Keelik doesn't have a sore on his back at all. So there's no bones for that. So what we can do, select your mesh, go in edit mode, and then go to your vertex groups. I'm going to use this back of this bone for example. So let me see if I can find it. Oh, his sword doesn't have any bones. Okay. In that case, we're going to use his claw in this front. Since Keelik doesn't have a skirt in the front, but this Hayate does, we can select this vertex group and then we can assign it to the Koshi bone. Koshi bone is the pelvis bone for Soul Calibur 2. So let's take this one, click select. It'll select that weight. Then you'll click remove. And then you'll go find the Koshi and vertex group. Click assign. Unclick. And then you'll remove the old weights. And then you'll continue doing it for your other weights. So give me a couple minutes. Okay, that should be all the Koshi needs. Now you can go and test this. Go into armature, pose mode, click on the Koshi bone, and your cloth should move like with the pelvis bone, which is the Koshi bone. See, it works. Okay, so now you can rig this MIG to have your character to talk, but that can be hard for some people. So I always like to do my messages without my characters talking. So you could take all the face weights and apply it to the Atma weight group. The Atma weight group is the head bone. So let's do his head hair bones from well weight pain group first. Okay. All your faces should be parenting the Optima, meaning your character will no longer talk. You can check it by going to your waypoint, and you see here, my high tech is not going to talk once I put them on keyless. And now you can check through all your wastes, make sure everything's good to go. Okay, now we're going to parent our bones to the Soul Calibur 2 bones. To do that, select your mesh and its armature, then Control A, all transforms, then go to meshes, then modify, then click apply, and then on your other mesh, the Soul Calibur 2 one, you'll also click apply, and then you'll delete your armature from your character mesh, and now you'll click on your mesh, click on add modifier, search, armature, then you'll select the Soul Calibur 2 armature, then you'll unhide that, then you'll click on it, go into pose mode. Now, to see if it works, let's say, hold on one second. Let's say I want to move Hayate's right shoulder 1, which is Satatsu underscore R. And look at that, it's parented, it works. Okay, so now we're going to delete the Soul Calibur 2 Keylink mesh. And now we have to rotate our model in position of House Soul Calibur 2. So you're going to grab your armature and your mesh, rotate tool. First thing you're going to do is rotate this by 90 and then negative 90, and then you're going to rotate the green one by 90 as well, and then negative 90. Okay. Now you're going to go to your mesh, edit mode, press A, and then we're going to shift over here. Well, don't shift, just drag over here. Click this bar, go to UV editor, make sure your UVs is all in these little box, unless you're going to have texture issues. And now you're going to go to select, well not select, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to mesh, waves, limit total, make sure it's at 4. And now you're going to select your mesh and armature, Control A. Well, hold on one second. You're going to select your mesh, edit mode, separate by material. Now you're going to select all your meshes and your armature. Then you're going to Control A, all transforms. And now we're going to export this. So now you're gonna go to Scene, click on Source Engine Export, select SMD. Now click this folder path. You're gonna create a new folder somewhere. I'm just going to create a photo on my desktop. Call it Hayate. Then you'll click Accept. And then you'll export. You'll click on XPS SMD. Or in your case, sometimes it could be the other option, Scene Export. But we're going to click XPS. Now it's been exported. Now you're going to need to open up MDL underscore GUI version 0.4. Now that we got the GUI open, you're going to open VM, which stands for VMX, which are Soul Calibur 2 Xbox character models or weapon models, or sometimes stages. And now we're going to go find that Keylink 2P VMX that we exported earlier. We want to select that, click Open. And now we're going to import that SMD that we exported from Blender. Okay, now you're going to come up to File, Save As, name it as something. I'm just call this Test. And now we're going to open up Grid Explorer. Make sure you have Grid Explorer 003D. Click on Options, Single Clip, Options, Load 3D Objects Automatically. And now we're going to open that exported VMX that we saved, which was mine's Test. And now your model should be standing up vertically, facing the other direction. That's how you know it had worked. But the problem is the textures are messed up, because he still has Keely's original textures, and we don't want that. So now we gotta go apply Hayate's textures. So open up Photoshop or GIMP or whatever photo editing program you got. You also want to create a new folder on your desktop. You can call it whatever, but I'm just calling it textures. Okay, so once you got your character models texture files, we're going to need to convert them to .dds. Okay, so we're going to start with Hayate's face texture. The first thing you want to do is due to the Xbox faces, you have to rotate all your character images vertical. And then you'll just save it as to that new folder as a .dds. Now you might have some textures that are transparent, like Hayate's hair texture right here. So what you want to do You're still going to rotate it vertically, but instead of exporting as a .dds1, you're going to export it as a .ddx51. Okay, once you got your textures done, you're going to need .ds to VTX. You can get it in my server. But in this case, I'm going to use DDS to VXTXT. And now you're going to open up your command prompt. And you're going to change this directory. So, control CD, space. And then I'm going to copy the file path. Control V, enter. Then type in dir. And then type in that x.e. space. And now we're going to drag the texture folder. Space. And now we're going to go into Oak Explorer. We're going to open keyless2p.vmx. Click the plus, texture, export. It's going to export it as a .vxt. Drag that in here. Hit enter. It worked. Now we're going to inject it into our higher-tape.vmx, or in my case, test.vmx. So open command prompt again. This time you're going to need inject underscore vxt, and then same process. cd, copy directory, dir, inject underscore vxt.exe. And then you're going to drag your newly VMX, which is test for me, space. Then you're going to drag that textures.vxt, hit enter. Okay. Now we're going to reopen that VXT in Grid Explorer. Okay, give me 1 second. I ran into a problem. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix the textures. Okay, so now with your VMX, you should see all your textures, but now your textures still looking all funky. So what you need to do is go back to MDL GUI, open VM, select that new VM, and now go to Blender. And this is why I separated my message into pieces to help us out. Now on your left screen, go to your shader editor. Select one of your messages. And then you can go to material. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Material shader. Okay, so some models. Oh, 1 second, my blender froze. Okay, sorry about that. So some models have an alpha, meaning that some pieces of a mesh have transparency in them. So in this case, this high-taste eyelashes has an alpha because it's transparent, but in green right now it's not transparent, which we need to do. So since this is our first mesh and how we export, this is going to be our first material. So you're going to look for his eyelash over here. In my case, it's this last one right here, which is 005. So on your GUI, you'll change this to 5. I recommend you use the handlebars. Do not type in unless you want your texture to be messed up. And since this eyelash has an alpha, you'll tap this 1. And now we're not done with that. I'm going to explain what we're going to do, what else. But let's apply his other textures first. So see, look what I'm going to do. Okay, since we have alpha textures, we also need to move their mesh layer from diffuse to alpha. It's best to do the mesh backwards, not forward, unless you're gonna have some issues. So, since that was material 01, and that happens to be mesh 001, I'm gonna click on diffuse. Okay, sorry about that. Since this is our material 01 and our mesh 001, we want to take the mesh 01 from diffuse, right click, move to alpha, and we have another one as 00. Do the same thing, right click, move to alpha, and now you're going to save this as another VMX again. I'm going to just call this 2, and then you're going to open this again in Grid Explorer, and you should see your model with the proper texture. Now we're getting ready to import and test this in our game. Okay, so you're going to need Oak Explorer. You click on the 3 dots. You're going to need to open up the root.olk from Vanilla Plus. I mean, not Vanilla, I'm sorry. The root.olk from Soul Calibur 2 Vanilla or Soul Calibur 2 Plus. All the character files, well, all the character models and their weapons are file5.olk. Now, since we're doing this on Kiwi, we're going to go to my server. We're going to go to his channel. Click on pin messages. I have all the characters' file numbers in their channels. Since the SD version of Soul Calibur 2, we have since they have an English voice and a Japanese voice, we have duplicates of those costumes. So, for example, if you were to play the game with the Japanese voices, Keelik's Japanese skins will be 320 and 321. And if you were to play with the English voices, Keelik's skin for his first outfit would be 328 and the second one would be 329. So we're going to go to 328. Okay, I'm using the plus build. I'm going to put this one on 331. You'll click on your PKG, the file one, click on import, and then you'll click on your newly VMX with your textures, and then it will reboot. Alright, click exit. Now, if you're doing this on real hardware, like your original Xbox, soft modded, or a 360, you would just F2P those files over. But in my case, I have original Xbox 2, but for this guy, I'm gonna use the emulation. So you're going to need extract XISO GUI. Click on create. Now the input, you'll select that Soul Calibur 2 folder with all its files in it. And in the output, you just name it to whatever ISO. Click save, hit go, hit no. And now we're gonna text this on XMU. 1 second. And there you have it, your model.
Come on!
Versus Cassandra.
How's that?
She.
Is there no other way?
I'm going all out.
Battle 1. Fight.
Well, yeah. If you have any questions, please come join the Soul Calibur 2 modding Discord, and feel free to ping me in the Xbox channel or SMB. A huge shout out to him, because without this, we wouldn't be able to import models. We're still currently working on versions 1.0 for all 3 ports, so stay tuned. But for now, goodbye.